bro. She really is. Man, and then
it only takes one bullet to put the lion down, though.
That's right.
Woo. So, I think the second fight that is probably going to shock a lot of people how good this fight is going to be Masvidal versus Askren. This fight can go literally one of two ways, and there is no other way this is going to go, and it's going to be Masvidal, TKO, or wrestle fucked by Askren.
I mean, Askren, I think he hit it right on the money as far as wrestling. That's definitely his background, right? He got hands, whatever. He's a strong dude. Masvidal has been fighting since he was born, bro.
Since he was with Kimbo.
He was boxing, and his punching bag was his mother's umbilical cord inside the womb. Right? This man came out, bro. He isn't scared of anybody, which is what I love. He's a real Miami boy.
Legit.
Real 305 boy. I mean, he goes out there and
his hair's long again, so you know he's about to braid it up.
Here's the deal. This is what I love about him. He leaves every fight and he leaves everything he has on the ring.
Dude, he's probably one of my favorites for sure.
So he's coming with the hands, he's coming with the legs, and if you have to go to the ground, I know he's going to be ready to. Because here's one thing about some of the best people in the world, and this is something that I had against Thurman. Everybody that's one of the best in the world, they train the same for somebody that they know they're not as good as he is. They train the same as they would for somebody that it's going to be the biggest fight of their life. And I don't think this is the biggest fight of Masvidal's life. I think that he needs this win.
No, this is going to be the fight that gives him the fight of his life. I think this is the worst matchup for Masvidal.
Really?
Worst matchup. It's not because Askren is... I don't think he has more skills than Masvidal. Is that the one skill that he does have is the best in the stinking world. All right?
Takedown game is good?
Dude,
Real?
3-time All-American, national champion wrestler, NCAA, undefeated in MMA. The dude is tough as nails. He knows he doesn't want to punch with you. He wants to grab you and make you miserable for 25 minutes.
So he's like a Khabib style.
Yes.
Really?
Funky.
Wow.
Funky, dude. And he's not gonna, like, I hate to say it, like I love grapplers, but when it comes to the MMA game, there's something about knowing how to strike and mix the grappling in there that Askren doesn't have. But he doesn't give a shit. He's just gonna grab you and hump you till you give up. And like I said, it's not going to be a pretty fight. It's going to take a lot of work from Masvidal to keep the fight on his feet and use his hands, use that crisp boxing, use that slick footwork to keep the distance and tag him up. If he allows or falls asleep for half a second and allows Askren to come anywhere close and grab him, it's over. It's that simple. And I hate to say that, if it was anybody else, I'd be like, no, Masvidal got time to get back up and all this. That's cool, but yeah, not with Askren.
Here's the only thing that I like about this, and that I know I'm not gonna say it gives Masvidal a chance, but I know that if it does anything, it helps out. Yeah. Who's in his team? Yoel Romero.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the same team. They grapple, like.
Two different styles.
It is two different styles, but the one style right there is the one that is the most productive.
And here's the thing, right? And the reason I say it's cool, but it's not, because Yoel's wrestling style and grappling style is explosive.
Mm-hmm. That's what it needs for this, because he can't sit there and elongate the floor. He needs to explode.
But that's Askren's game. Askren's game is to grab you and hold you and grind you. He's a grinder. His claim to fame in college wrestling is tech falls and pins. Like, he wasn't going to outpoint you. He was going to either outscore you so bad that you tech fall somebody, which means you outscored them so bad they have to stop the fight.
Dang, it's like a mercy rule?
Yeah.
Basically?
Yeah, so tech falls.
Wow.
Or he would pin you because of his style. Like, you think, like, kind of like Robbie Lawler in his last fight, you thought he lost, all of a sudden he comes back from the dead. That's what he does. So, like I said, he's not going to outstrike Masvidal. That's just not going to happen.
Not too many people can, yeah.
But the one trick he does have is probably the most powerful trick in MMA, and I think Vic will tell you this. Grappling and wrestling, outside of boxing in the stand-up department, gets you extremely far. And when you're world class at wrestling and grappling, in the MMA world, might as well give him a championship.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see our boy win, but I don't know.
You don't think it's gonna happen? Damn,
I'm having a hard time.
that kind of scares me, bro. Coming from you, you know what I mean?
That kind of scares me, dude.
Because I ain't gonna lie, you put me on Masvidal, and now I'm kind of like, oh damn, now you took.
Dude, and I'll tell you this: Masvidal is a motherfucker. Like, he will put some people out, and he has had some great wins. He can fight for the title and probably beat the guy who's freaking whoever the title holder is right now.
There's just some people that are not even title holders that they're just.
And Askren is just one of those guys.
It's just that damn good.
It's just one of those guys. Askren is a bad matchup for anybody. For anybody. Doesn't matter who he's fighting. It's because of that one good trick. He's a one-trick pony, and he's just really good at that one trick.
So basically, he's the gatekeeper.
Right now, he's a contender.
Wow.
He's a contender. These two guys, if they knock each other out, whoever wins this fight goes on for the title.
Wow.
So
this is potentially the biggest fight of Masvidal's.
This
career.
is his biggest fight.
Wow.
If not, he's not getting a chance. Straight up. He beat Till a few months ago. Mm-hmm. Brutal fashion. Great win.
Yeah.
Right? He beats Askren. He's fighting... what's his name? He just beat Tyron Woodley. He's a champion. That's how uneventful it is.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous fight. And I say this coming because you know I'm a grappler. It's that strong. And when you have somebody who's that good at wrestling and can take a punch, he'll eat 6 punches to take you down once. And Vic...
That's my kind of guy.
That's your kind of guy, but how demoralizing is that when you hit him flush 3, 4, 5 times and all of a sudden he grabs your legs? How demoralizing is that? That's like you're having wins. You're pop, 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 pop.
That just means you ain't.
I think that this
Your
would be.
hits ain't.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's. I'll give you this. He does have good power. I think he has better combinations. I'm telling you, how that first minute and a half goes, it's gonna tell you who's gonna win that fight. And I'm telling you,
Wow.
that's exactly what's gonna happen.
And the first round is gonna determine. You think so? 100%.
100%. It's not gonna be finished in the first round. It's gonna go at least to the third. It's gonna go to the third.
It's just gonna be a prediction of what's to come. Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. I think. Yeah. I mean, after listening to you guys, I feel like this will be a true testament to what Masvidal's ground game is, and how good he is. This is going to be his chance to show it.
He doesn't have a bad ground game, but there's levels to this game.
Right.
There's levels to this game.
Anybody can catch. Anybody could be sleeping, bro, and anybody can get caught sleeping. That's one thing too.
Hey, here's the thing.
It takes one mental mistake and you're done.
In boxing, that might be true.
No, and also on the ground as well.
It's a little harder. So definitely, the chances are, if it's 100-1 in boxing, it's about 1,000,000 to 1 in ground game. Because when you're that much better than your opponent, it shows. It shows. That's how it is. There's a difference in it.
It showed with McGregor and Khabib.
The best example.
It was night and day.
And by the way, and McGregor's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, and he's no slouch.
Wow.
Compared to Khabib, he's a white belt. And I hate to say that, but basically that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
That's how this fight can go.
Oh damn.
That's how this fight can go.
That's scary, bro.
Yeah.
For Masvidal and
Yeah.
all his fans. God bless you, bro. 305. We ride till we die, bro. We
keep
got
eating
your
that
back.
Publix chicken, bro. You got
bro,
this.
We got your back. We're rooting for you, bro. And no matter what happens, we're still gonna be a fan.
I don't even want to break down the main event in John Jones because I think he's gonna win by murder.
Yeah, well, that's how I feel about the next point about Canelo versus Charlo. Canelo got this. Charlo's a great boxer. I don't know what to tell you. He's not ready for Canelo.
Let's tell the full story. So Charlo called out Canelo.
Jesus.
And Top Rank put out a press release amongst most of the avenues of media that fight is in the works. Now we have the boxing trainer of the year in the room today, which kind of happened last minute, but I love that she's here. Jamal Charlo.
Not Jamel.
Jamal.
Jamel's a crybaby.
Against the Canelo himself. I think Canelo wins by murder.
You know what? Everybody wants that big payday. You know what Canelo's worth. You know what he's going to bring in. You know he's always going to show. Always stays in shape. Really, really good fighter. Strong fighter.
I think he's hitting his prime right now.
Yeah, he's hitting his prime, and I think
and he's
a
getting
large
better.
part with Canelo is the maturity for boxing. He sees boxing in a whole different way. I believe fighters get better with age. Their bodies may not hold up as well, but they get smarter.
I mean,
if they
allowed them to take all the steroids.
Yeah, they want.
Eat the Mexican cows. They got steroids.
I mean, he was taking
Everybody wants that big
clenbuterol.
payday. I'll fight Canelo for a big payday. Shit, I'll fight anybody for a
I
payday.
get knocked out for $1 million. Shit.
I don't know why I'm knocked out, but I will fight you. Everybody wants a big payday, and it adds to the hype. If somebody calls out a big fighter and says, I'm going to beat you, some are speaking from maybe skill set, but a lot of them are, it's this day and age, so they'll take the L for that big payday, and I think it's kind of sad, rather than fine tune the skills and take on a little bit more fights, and call them out and tell me you're gonna knock them out, not just I'm gonna fight you 12 rounds.
Ooh.
Then I'll say something.
I got you. So this is what I told him, and this is what I live by. Just saying, Canelo's best day ever was the day when he fought Mayweather because he learned so much.
Yes,
and this is gonna be the same scenario for Charlo.
Yeah.
This is probably gonna elevate his game if he loses into the next level, because people that fight this guy, they learn so much.
Canelo was a half a step behind Mayweather, and that was just the difference in boxing maturity. And it was like Canelo should have never fought Mayweather, but you know what? People want to rush that. It would have been better if he matured in his skill set.
I'm kind of glad he got that.
But I'm glad.
Yeah. I'm glad he got that.
That's the best thing that ever happened to
out of the
losing
way.
Mayweather.
Oh, absolutely.
Because at least in the last 2 years, Canelo has hit this different level in his boxing.
Did you see him last fight, bro? He was in there looking like
Mayweather, he tried that shit with Guerrero
and Triple G. It didn't work too well.
But he hit this like new level in boxing, and this is something that I learned from you years ago. That boxers hit this level of
it's too easy.
Of just like the game slows down for them.
Yeah.
And Canelo, you can see it in there, just the way he walks in, and it's like he's going to work.
Yeah, he's a lot more comfortable with himself, with his skill set. He's a lot more relaxed, and he's a lot more mentally and spiritually there. It looks like to me for boxing, it's his happy place now.
Oh, yeah.
He's not just fighting to fight. It's his happy place.
I mean, boxing is life.
It's a dope playground.
I'm getting emotional just thinking about it, bro. I love watching that man fight, man.
Dude, he's a dope fighter. I think that there's a lot of great fights for him. I think he needs to fight Triple G one more time.
Nah, bro, stop it.
He says no.
Stop it, bro.
You know what? I say yes. I say yes, and you know what?
Stop.
I wish it was back in the day where they could just go to the end until somebody gets knocked out. And I think they both need that. They both need it as fighters. It's not the public, but they both need to settle the score. I'm pretty sure both those men outside of the public, if you put them behind closed doors in a ring, it's just them, they're gonna bang out.
Somebody's gonna die.
Somebody's gonna die. And you know what? So give it to the fans, but most importantly, give it to the fighters, because I think
they both want it.
They both want it.
Personally, I think Golden Boy and De La Hoya's team, they want to just let Triple G age a little bit before they let him fight one more time.
Oh, absolutely.
Unfortunately, that's the bad part about boxing and the politics.
Well, Oscar learned, because that's what it did to him many times. They waited until he was old. Mayweather did it.
Yeah.
He learned.
But
good business.
But here's the thing, man. with a guy like Triple G, being from that Eastern Bloc, and he was trained by a Mexican, but he has that Eastern Bloc solid boxing.
Oh yeah.
Who?
That Triple G.
Oh.
That if they fight again and he does go back to that Eastern style boxing, all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I can go toe to toe with you, but I can also outbox you too. And I think that's what threw him off in the first fight.
Do you think mentally Triple G is like
I think
like Canelo has like an advantage on him mentally? Like, oh shoot,